So as a parent, the thing that gets me the most is my overwhelming sense of responsibility. Whether it was my husband got home late or my kids didn't do what I asked them to do, it feels like one more thing. And if I can stop and reflect and say, this is triggering that overwhelming sense of responsibility, I can engage a little differently with my kids. So I often tell my patients and other moms I work with that there are 3 doors. So there's 3 ways to walk through life. The first way is that you just charge through the door, you don't even think about what's going on. That's when your amygdala has said there's a threat, something's not right, and you're not going to take the time to even think about it, you're just going out there ready to fight. The next option is to say, oof, I don't even want to know what's on the other side of the door. So you just ignore it altogether. Doesn't always serve you so well. That's sort of the avoidance approach, or the freeze. So you have your fight or flight, which is where you're running through the door, and then you have your freeze. But the third option is the reflective parenting option. That's where you open the door and you take a look, take a deep breath, and you say, I'm just going to pause for a minute and figure out what's really going on here. And then you can activate that prefrontal cortex and make a rational decision about the next step. So the second part about this is to tell your kids that you're doing this. Because if you're very angry and your kid senses you're angry and you're just like, they're probably going to be like, oh my gosh, this is kind of scary. What's going on with my mom here? It's usually like, why are you yelling in front of me next? At least that's what I do. My daughter did tell me recently, she said, so it's about once every other month that you get a little bit crazy. It's usually on the ride to school. She told me I'm kind of grumpy in the morning, so I've really been trying hard not to do that. But it's a good idea to tell your kids, you know what? I'm feeling really frustrated right now. I'm just going to take a break. So if you have a toddler, that might look like, I can see how frustrated you are, and I'm frustrated too. I need to take a time out. And then go take a time out. If it's an 8-year-old, you might use some more complex language and say, you know, let's just take a little break and come back together and talk about this later. If it's a teenager, you know, their eyes are rolling, you know, you can be even more complicated and say, this is not going to serve either one of us to continue this conversation. And then you can come back to it.